Hi there, my name is Jayden Vasanjee and I'm currently working as an account manager at Lemon. And this is just going to be my experience and my story about being here so far, and I hope that this video does help someone who is watching it. Just to give you insight on myself, I am 20 years old. I was born and raised in Zimbabwe. I'm currently living in Johannesburg, South Africa. I've been here for nearly 5 years. Moved here in 2020. It was quite a big change for me and my family because we moved here during COVID lockdown. So there was still the settling in phase and we weren't too familiar with South Africa, so it was a bit of a change for us, but I'm here giving my experience on Lemon. So obviously I've gotten into the hang of it being here and everything. But as we get into my experience, I just want to give more insight on who I am as a person. So it's two things that tailor my personality to this job role or to this company. I am a very creative person. I love art and design. Used to love doing crafty things from little. Used to love drawing. Even in high school took up art and design. So it was always one of my passions. I then started exploring into graphic design, which has actually been the one thing that's tailored my experience and my skills to this company, which we'll get a bit into in a short while. So I started venturing into graphic design, started using tools like Canva, Photoshop, and other tools that are able to help you with graphic design and the like. I then started working in a social media company and started to use these skills because I'd always just taught myself how to use these tools, and there's so much that you can learn from such tools and so much that you can understand and how to use them and things like that. But it's always been good that I found the opportunity to learn or take up such a skill. So when it came to Lemon, I had seen a job title. There was a notification that came through on a platform that we have called Indeed, and I saw a notification about a virtual assistant application, and I did some research on Lemon. Was not aware that they were an SEO agency, had no insight on them, had no understanding of what they do, no background story. So just as you are now watching my testimonial, I went and I watched a few of them on the PL Placements YouTube, and I got a lot of my information from there. Saw that a lot of people grew from departments that they were first put in and then moved to different departments, and I always saw that there was always progress and people were always moving from one thing to the next, and so much that you learn from it. So I got quite excited about it, and I thought that it would be a great idea to join a company that does something that I have a passion for. So I joined, and I sent in my application around October. I then received feedback in November. So I applied in October 2024 and I was hired by the 7th of November 2024, and I've been there ever since. It's been 7 months ongoing so far, and my experience has been great so far. There's so much that you can learn from this job. To give you more insight into how I progressed, I started out as a social media intern. So I know that I applied to become the virtual assistant, but when they got back to me, they were actually looking for social media interns into the external department. So I had an interview on the social media, and they offered me that internship for 3 months. So I took on the internship, and just a bit of advice: once you join that internship, there's a lot of work that you get. There's always a lot of work. So be prepared to bring a lot of value to the company, because the more value that you bring into the company, the more that your growth and the more that you learn is, the more value you bring, the more you learn and the more you grow in the company. So just always be prepared to have a lot of work to come your way. It can become quite overwhelming at times, but one thing that's always stuck out to me is how helpful the teams are. There's always someone that's there to help you. When I first started, the only person that I had to help me was Temwani, which I'm sure you would see her testimonial in this list as well. She was actually the one person that interviewed me, and we were working together. She was training me and everything, so I'm really grateful for her help because she actually brought me up in the company, as to say. And in the team there was only two of us, which was me in graphic design and someone else in content writing. So it was quite a challenge because we didn't have a lot of people in the team and a lot of the work was just put on us. And straight from the get-go, we jumped into helping a client called Reign of Titans, which is a gaming company in America. So it was very busy, a lot that I had to learn, a lot that I had to understand. And even just with the personality of the company, there was not a lot for me to adjust to because the company is always friendly, they're always happy, there's always something to joke about, there's never a down moment in the company, so I never had to adapt my personality. It just always happy, always have a smile on my face, as do everybody else in the company, always have a smile on their face at every meeting, everybody's happy. So that's also been another thing that stuck out to me the most about this company, because when I was doing a lot of my research, that was one of the things that a lot of people said was how helpful and how happy everybody in the company is. So getting back to my little story, moving from social media internship, I then started working full-time in the social media team. I became the team leader for that external team for the client social media. So that was also quite a bit for me to learn from there, because I had to tailor my mindset of things that I understand to others that I had to train. So there may be things that I understand differently or things that I do in a certain way. I had to then adapt that to how others would understand it, which has been quite interesting because you get to see how others view the work, you get to see how others other things that they can bring to the job, other things that they can show you, because as a team you don't only teach, you're also learning from them as well. So during the training I'm always learning, always trying to be as of much help as I can. So that's why I'm currently still the team leader in the external client social media team. Then from there which was about 4 months later since I joined, I was then offered to become an account manager. So it's very intimidating for me to be an account manager because I'm a very introverted person and quite socially awkward. So to now be in a department where you had to communicate with people a lot more and have meetings nearly every single day, it was quite intimidating for me. But I joined because I thought that the more that I can expand in this company, the more I get to learn and the more I get to grow. Because even in the social media, I wasn't just growing my career or my experience, I was growing my personality as well. Because as I said, you don't only teach when you become a team leader, but you're also learning from those in your team and you help one another out. You're always there for each other, so as you give, you also given back. So that's something that I've also learned from this company. So with account management, it's been quite a learning curve for me because I got to understand how your communication should be, how your attitude should be during meetings, how you react to certain things, and that was quite one thing. It was one thing that I had to learn because as you do, you just take things as you feel comfortable, but there's certain things that you may say that may come across to different people because again clients are all abroad, so things that you may say may come across to them in a different way. So there's always training, always things that you have to learn, always things that you have to understand, and that's at least there is the training, which is another thing that Parliament does, is whatever department that you put in, there's always going to be training, you're always going to be helped. If there's anything you can't understand, there's always someone there to help you. So there's never a situation where you're stuck and don't know what to do or can't understand what you're doing, because there's so many people that can help you get to the point that you need to. So with account management, I manage quite a few clients at the moment. It's been very interesting for me because again, you are learning, and although you're communicating with those clients and you're getting to understand things from a management perspective, you also need to adapt to how they think. You also need to adapt to how they perceive things, and that can be quite challenging because you get some clients that are not always the greatest, but you develop an attitude that regardless of how they are or who they are, you still need to be happy and still need to be have a smiling face with them. So it's one thing that you also have to adapt to and adjust your personality to. It's just always being neutral, always being calm when situations come your way, especially in such a team. But there's so much that you can learn from it, so many ways that you can grow, because as I mentioned, Parliament doesn't only teach you career-wise or give you experience, but you also get to learn things about yourself. During account management, I got to learn a lot of things that I do that may come across to others a certain way. I get to understand how I communicate. We still have review meetings where we go through meetings that we've had with clients, and the rest of the team helps you see where you've gone wrong and what you can improve on. So there's so much that you learn about yourself and so many things that you can improve on. There'll always be, every day there's always going to be something that you will see that you need to improve on, and that's just how it is in this company. At least you've got people on your side, you've got people to support you, people to help you whenever you need them, people to assist you whenever you need assistance. And that's just one of the things that I really enjoy about this job, is that you're never alone. You always have people there to help you. You've always got people to train you when you need training, and always got people to take you back to when you are stuck in a situation. So that's just how it's been for me. As you've seen, I started as social media intern, then moved to leading the team of the external social media team, and then was moved to account management, and I'm still currently there, and I'm still the team leader for the client social media team. So that's my experience. I'm very happy where I am. I'm excited to see how the rest of my journey with Pearl Lemon goes. I'm excited to see how more they can benefit me and help me grow and help me to improve on things in my daily life. And as it becomes an ongoing process for me, I hope that I learn a lot more, and I hope that I can gain a lot more improvements from it for myself. And yes, that's my experience. I hope that whoever's watching this video can gain some information or can be assisted by my experience. And I hope that by all the other experiences that you get to see how the company is. But I hope that this helps you, and I will chat to you later.